Hello. Hey Evans, hey John, how you going? Hey Tina. How are we all? It's warp start over, yeah, well, it is just a tiny little bit wonky. All I'm doing is drawing back the tangs. Morning, Dogman. Morning, Ben. So you guys going to fill me in on what happened with Ting? I saw that he said he was going to go live, but then apparently that didn't happen. Morning, Stefan. How are we on? Not yet? What do you mean, John? Am I missing something? It all seemed fairly serious, whatever it was. Hopefully it wasn't anything too serious. Allergies. So I'm just drawing back my tangs. You can see back beyond the shoulders as to not have a hard transition. Might want to draw it back just a little bit more. I'm using my vise as a heat sink. Hey Paul, hey Matt. Don't mind me, I'm just taking a blowtorch to my knife. There you go. That's what I want. Morning, Robbie. Morning, Gordon. Just a quick hi. Thanks for dropping in, bud. I'm not really making anything. They're already made. I have a whole bunch of blades here that I made, that I've made in preparation for Perth Knife Show. And the next step after grinding, which I've... Ow! That's hot. You know. Yes, Sam, that tends to happen when you heat it with a blowtorch. Anyway. The next step after making them. Chaz Walker, welcome to this channel, man. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks, Gordon. Get some sleep, man. So much like last year, I've hardened these and I've ground them, but now they need to be back tempered along the tang and at the shoulders. So that there isn't a hard transition line at the shoulders where it could potentially snap. It also helps me file the tank shoulders better. Do it. Hey, Sean. Yeah, Rob. That's exactly what Alex. I'm watching very carefully, and the vice jaws act as a perfect heat sink to stop the heat before it gets to my blade. Steel is an incredibly bad thermal conductor. It's also why we don't use steel for like electrical cables and stuff. tempering those tangs back. There's another one. This doesn't take long, but it's a very valuable portion of knife making. Go. Number 4. Almost done. My sacks. Now in this case, the heat is going to have to wander up onto the blade a little bit. That's okay, because that little heel right there at the bottom of the blade is not going to be sharpened. There you go. It wandered up onto the blade just a tiny little bit, but that's not going to hurt it because that section is not going to be hardened. No, not going to be sharpened, I should say. And then last but not least, the nice big Bowie blade. That's done. Sorry for the boring segment of the stream. Hey, Lauk. Hey, Back 40. Hey, Sean. Yes, those are copper soft jaws. Hey, Paul Wheeler. See you, Alex. Hey, Soggy Bottom. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Dogbone. I mean, the making sure to soften the tang and like the tang shoulders and the ricasso ensures that this big blade doesn't snap off this little tang. Because as you say, it's easier to fix a bent blade than a broken one. But yeah. Should have done that like 2 days ago, but I've kind of procrastinated away the last couple of days. So yeah, it's been fun. Hope you all had a fantastic New Year's and Christmas. These copper soft jaws get very, very hot when you hit them with a blowtorch, funnily enough. Thanks, Sean. Oh, God, snap, crackle, pop. Getting old. Bones as creaky as this haunted house. But yeah, so now I've just got to wait for those to cool down so that I can get to the next stage, which is filing the shoulders on the hidden tangs and drilling the pinholes on the full tangs. Oh, God. That's a knife. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, this is my K-N-O-I-F-E knife line. I do love my big Muso buoys. When will I be making the good new gas forge? Good question. Hey, Steve Ellis, how you going? Good question. Probably not until after Knife Show, unfortunately. I got a lot of work to do. To give you an idea, I have 6 blades on the anvil right now that need to be hand sanded, drilled, guard fitted, handles, all that kind of stuff. I also have this knife to put handle scales on and hand sand. And then I also have these 3. So I have 10 knives. Yeah, 3 and 6 and 9 is, yep. But that's not the only knives that I have. I also have 2 blades up there waiting to be hardened, and a longer blade, much longer, sitting in the forge right now waiting to be hardened. When I say much longer, 24 inches. So I got a lot of work. Good question, Dogbone. I'm hoping to get out to Atlanta in 2021. But who knows? I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it, is the sad thing. No, not a messer. It's an Arbig sword. The PKS is the Perth Night Show. Morning, team. How you going, man? Did you go live, or did I miss it, or, I don't know. I was asleep anyway, so. I think I'm good for it. like good for anything useful. I mean, eucalyptus oil has a lot of, you know, medicinal purposes, but no, besides smelling them, eucalyptus leaves aren't really much good for anything. I suppose you could dry press them into like a picture frame like they do, like flowers and stuff. You know. Yeah. Cast some resin, yeah, you could do that. I don't do the resin casting thing. Mick left his resin block behind when he moved out, so yeah, I have 10 blades to get finished for Knife Show, and so that's a lot of work. So basically any other project that's on my radar is just not happening right now. My books are closed until after February. Officially, completely closed. Not only that, I also have a couple more of these to handle up. These have all been hardened and are ready for the next stage. So, yeah. A lot of work. God, tired. Anyway, so yeah, the new forge won't be until. See you in Atlanta. Yeah, cool, man. I'm looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of people when I end up getting over to Atlanta. One day. Hey, Steve, how you going? Yeah, I missed Roy's stream. I was sleeping. I didn't wake up until like, you know, almost 8 o'clock. When my wife decided that it was time for me to get up. Oh God, yawn. So yeah, that's why. And I was saying to Ting, I think Ting said he was going to go live, but I didn't see the update, so I'm not sure if you went live, Ting, or if I just missed it or something. Or if YouTube's being stupid again, which it does that. But yeah, I will be getting my full voting membership. Ah, you didn't. I'm not going to. Okay. Cool, fair enough. Fair enough. Sounds like a cry for coffee. Yeah, well, you know, if I wasn't alone at the house, I would probably get one of my live-in assistants to help me. No worries, Robert. Thanks for dropping in, man. Thanks for hanging around. Waiting for things to cool down. Takes forever. Cry for coffee. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, well, none of you should know because I haven't really posted it anywhere. But Mick has moved out from the house, so back here on solo in the workshop. Alright, photo op is over. Off you go. Yeah, Jester. I have Preston, yes. But yeah, the human power hammer has moved on. He's on his way somewhere else. That's fine. Hey, M&S, how you going? But yeah, I do have Preston, which does like 5 times the work with no effort. So now I just got to make a whole bunch more dies for Preston, and yeah, I'll be solid. Still waiting for things to cool down. Hope you have all had a good festive season, good holiday season. Preston does matter. Case Harden said dies. Yeah, I saw that video, Jared. Sorry I didn't get to watch all of it. I did watch the beginning of it. It's an interesting idea. basically making shear steel, which is kind of cool. No, I haven't made the foot dies for the press, the foot controls for the press yet. Probably won't for a while. It's just the longest blade. Well, the first sword, my first sword, the one that is still in the pre-hardened stage, is 30 inches long. Yeah, I will find that interesting, Gary. Cool. Yeah. Hey Ed, hey Jan. So yeah, I've made that one, the rasp falchion, that I made on that live stream. I believe has a 26 inch blade. The arming sword blade I have here, this one's just 24 inches, not super long. It's kind of a short. Sorry, Ting. Hope you feel better, buddy. Take it easy. Yeah, so this one's a 24 inch blade. So yeah, it does depend. I helped one of my apprentices work on a 36 inch blade, which is over here. Just move my lighting out of the way. Make sure it didn't fall over. Covered in spider webs because it's been sitting in the corner for a while. Yeah, there was this longsword blade. I believe it's 36, I believe. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. But yeah, so longsword blade. I've worked on a few long blades. But the longest blade I have finished was the rasp falchion, and that was 26 or 25 inches in length. Got plans for more of that kind of stuff in the oh god, why am I doing so much? I got plans for more swords this year, was what I was trying to say. Cool down. A little bit of dip in the heel there. Yeah, I got 2 inch bite. Oh man. Such 2 inch bite. I hate it when I do that. Yeah, if you listen to the end of the Forgecast last episode or looked at the Instagram, we posted up. We're going to take a hiatus for a couple of weeks. Alex has been trying to catch up on all the orders that he's been getting, and I have been preparing for Knife Show. So it's been important for us to take a little bit of time off. We'll probably get back to recording this week or next week. So, hey, Wolfpack. Yeah, so it'll probably be a 2-week break, maybe a little bit more, depending. And for those of you who don't know what a 2 inch bite is, look down your blade, try and display it the best I can. There you go. Little dip there. It's not as bad on this side. Something that, on longer blades, that happens quite easily, and it's something that's not easy to fix. It actually causes dips in your edge. You can actually see right here where the edge kind of dipped in. So I'm actually going to have to take this back to the grinder and remove about 1/8 of an inch off the edge. Maybe a little less than 1/8. It's something I'm always at pains to improve upon. Sometimes things go bad. Hey, YP Donnie, how you going, man? God damn it, I didn't even look for it. So now I check all of my blades. Apparently not, but yeah. It is a bit of a bastard when you come across a nasty 2-inch bite. It's easier to fix straight out of grinding, so make sure you check your grinding. Hey, no worries, YP Donnie. See you later, Matt. You know, straightness is important, but oh wow, Jesus. Yeah. Straightness is important, but so is even bevel angles. This thing is warped to hell. Oh no, that happened. It must have happened in grinding. Yes, you can warp in grinding. Anyone want to watch me break another blade? And when I say another blade, I broke 2 blades recently, so. Where are my braid breakers? There's one of them. There's another one. That'll do. You were hoping you were a natural? Yeah, no, you're not alone. I've done a lot of grinding over the years. Still have lots and lots of things to learn. I have a long way to go. So this is called a 3-point bending jig, or as I like to affectionately call it, a blade breaker. It's really good at breaking blades. But post harden and temper, it's basically the only way you can straighten a knife, except to shim temper, which is what you should do. You should not use blade breakers, he says, as he uses a blade breaker. But it's okay, because I'm a professional. The trick is, you don't want to use this kind of device on super high carbon steels. Like I found that 1084 really doesn't like one. Nothing wrong with a 1x30. I did most of my learning on a 4x1220, 4x48. Well, that's it, Dogbone. Yeah, I started on a 4x48. You want to talk about like bending a knife to 90 degrees and shitting your pants about that? Try this for a while. It's a good way to shit your pants. I'm being super gentle because I don't want to break another blade. bring you in a bit closer and you can actually see what I'm doing. Probably don't want to, but too bad. You're all going to see what I'm doing. You're all going to share in my horror. Just gotta extend the legs on my tripod. Come on. A little bit more. There we go. Whew. Okay. It would help if I actually did up the legs, wouldn't it? Alright, let's flip the camera. So here we are in the blade breaker. And here's why they call it a blade breaker. You can tell my temp is pretty good. Whatever you do, don't leave it bent for long periods of time. Work it back and forth. One of the reasons one of my other blades broke was because I left it bent because I had to turn around because I dropped something. Take it out, check, and recheck. This blade is sub 9, so it's pretty springy. That means it doesn't like to bend and set, so you end up chasing warps for a while. Now, if there was anything wrong with your grain structure, you'd find out at this stage. It doesn't matter if your harden and temp is good. If your grain structure is crap, then the blade will snap. Good way to give yourself nightmares. Very nearly there. Very nearly. Needs to bend right on that transition. Good thing I just tempered it. And that's about as far as I'm willing to push it. Pretty dang straight now. Let's check the others. And this is when you hope that everything stays true out of grinding. Oh dear. Now see, this is where the rubber really meets the road, because this is canted quite badly, but this is 52-100. This stuff really doesn't like to bend. and it's warped right at the wrong place, which is the thickest part. The thicker the material, the more likely you are to have really bad issues when it comes to bending. I really need to make a jig for this. A couple pieces of angle iron. I think that'll have to do. I'm not willing to push that any further. This one I know warped out of the quench. Welcome to the living nightmare that can be bladesmithing at some points. When you're inspecting for straightness, you should always do it with the point towards you. The most reliable method of most reliable method of checking for straightness. Point towards you. This one is 1084, which I had bad experiences with recently. So I'm going to be very gentle. That'll do. Alright. Hopefully you're all completely horrified and, you know. Yeah, Dogbone, that is true. Warming him up. Good one, Drop Bear. Yeah, picking up 2x72 is always good. The blade breaker doesn't really fix twists, it just fixes bends. Hey Kat, hey Techron, how you going? It's alright, you missed the scary bit. We got out of it relatively unscathed. Thanks. How would you fix twist? There are a couple ways to fix a twist. Most of the time you have to do it before heat treating, but if you want to do it after heat treating, then it requires a hammer and an anvil, and it's not fun, and it's not easy, and it's definitely dangerous. How's it going, Caitlin? We were tempering back the tangs on all of my PKS blades. Diamond heat. Not sure about that one, Jay. Haven't heard of that one. So yeah, we tempered back the tangs, and then I checked for straightness on all my blades. And then we used the 3-point bender, or the blade breaker, to straighten out a couple of warps that had happened post-grinding, which can happen. Yeah, post-grinding bends are a pain in the butt. But they're all relatively straight now. How many have I snapped? In the 3-point bending jig, I think like 4 blades over my career. 3 of those were last week. Yeah, that could work, Jared. As long as, yeah, I mean, putting twisting pressure on blades tends to shear them quite easily. If they're softish, then that would be okay. If the back's tempered, like if the spine's tempered, that could be good. But yeah, most of the time you'd end up breaking it doing that. Tapping it straight on the anvil is probably the safest way. It just takes a little bit of skill. Yeah, I think I've snapped about 4 blades in my career in the blade breaker, and of those, 3 of those were last week when I was being impatient and letting my anxiety get a hold of me and went a little too far. Hey, Baker's Ridge Homestead, how you going, man? Welcome to the channel. Unfortunately, you picked up a relatively low energy stream. We're not forging today because I have a whole bunch of blades to finish for PKS. So yeah, just fixing twists is always a pain in the ass. That's why I try and keep twists out of my work, out of the quench. Ah, cool. Build or buy a 2x72. That would entirely depend on your fabrication abilities, your access to materials, and also your time. How much time do you have to spend on building a 2x72? Because it's not as easy as just throwing a few stuff together. Diamond heating. In the world. Fair enough. Well, if you have impeccable fabrication skills, unlimited amounts of resources, and all the time in the world, then build one, because unless you've got lots of money, 2x72s tend to be expensive. I'll have to look that up, Jay, because I haven't heard of that one. And the ABS MS on IG, which ABS Mastersmith? There are a lot. There are well over 150 active ABS Mastersmiths. There's one blade I didn't check. Oh boy. That ain't good. Well, it's a perfect example of what I was trying to talk about with Jared. I really wish I'd done that before I finished grinding. Jim Crowley, okay. Yeah, well, that's true. So this blade has a little tiny warp in it, but the warp isn't linear. It is ground in, which is my fault. Yeah, cool. I saved up for almost a year to buy myself a 2x72, and then I ended up buying a 2x48. And I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it. And so I ended up trading it for a 2x72. So the anvil, clean it off quickly with a rag, because this will mark your knife a little bit. I'm going to have to go back to the grinder, and that's okay. Shit happens. Excretus occurrum. So I have a little bit of a warp that I've accidentally ground in my blade. Oh no, yeah, no, that's... maybe I can't resolve that. Yeah, I can. So, one of the things about twists is that twists aren't necessarily twists, they're actually kinks on the diagonal. So what happens is that instead of having like say a fold line, if you imagine like a piece of paper, this was a piece of paper, then you have a warp that's going this way, the fold line is vertical. On a twist, all it's doing is making a diagonal fold line. So you've got a fold line that goes like that. So if you treat it like it's a linear fold, a linear bend, but on a diagonal, then it's relatively easy to understand how to fix it. All you do is place, much like you're fixing a linear warp, you place your warp on the anvil and you figure out where the top of the fold is, or the top of the bow is, and the bottom of the bow. Mine's like that at the moment. It's actually quite a long twist. It's actually it's a really slight twist. It's not actually that bad, but I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, you figure the top and bottom of your twist. You put that on the anvil, and you work down that line. And yes, I am hammering on a hardened blade. But presto changeo, that's pretty much got it. Amazing how quickly you can fix that kind of stuff. And because I was using a relatively hard hammer, I have left some dings. Not dings, but like little scratches and stuff that I'll have to take out. But that's okay, because I can go back to the grinder with this. Because it's ground, not hand sanded. Yay! Hey, Chris Dixon, thanks for dropping in, buddy. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's how you fix a warp, is that you fix a twist. So you don't treat it like it's a linear warp. You treat it like it's, well, you treat it like it's a linear and diagonal. So you find out where the top of that warp the twist is and the bottom of the twist is, and you hammer along the line of the twist. It's pretty easy once you get used to it. So now I'm going to probably spend a couple hours with the file guide. How much would I hammer on a non-hardened sword that was wobbly? I'd hammer on it until it was straight. As long as the non-hardened sword has been relatively normalized, so there's no tensions in the blade and there's no really weird big grain growth, then you can straighten things cold. You can straighten it cold. There isn't really a minimum horsepower for grinders, although my minimum recommended would be at least a horse. My grinder's got 2 horsepower motor, but yeah, I'd recommend at least a 1 horsepower motor. But then, you're going to have very little grunt with a 1 horsepower motor. normally like 1.5 horse, 2 horse is good. I would really love a 3 horse on my grinder, but 3 horse, I have to go 3-phase. Third horsepower. Well, that's nothing. Morning, Bob. How you going? You missed all the excitement of me trying to break my blades and failing? Probably a bit of oil with these. Because it's 1x30. Ah, right, well, that makes sense. Stopping the belt by holding it against it, yeah, that does suck. And I can do that with a 1.5 horsepower motor. 2 horse, no chance. I can slow it down. I can't stop it. What happens if I try and stop my 2x72 is that the belt ends up popping off the grinder. Oh. So yeah, now you need to mark it. It's still in one piece. That should be. Well, you hardened to temper it, right? Only bit I was worried about was a little rat tail. Because, you know, that's relatively thin, and if that drops straight down, possibly could break, although it is normalized. Oh yeah, 4x36s normally don't have large blades, large motors. It depends on you, Sean. I mean, it depends on what you want to do with it. The higher the horsepower and the more torque you give, the better grinding you're going to be able to do. You can't stop your 3x21. I'm interested in that. Like, what have you got? Like a 3 horsepower motor on it? Yeah, I like the little the squirrel tail design. I've always really liked the full tangs with the little Bladesmith squirrel on it. I just never done it properly. Now that sucks, Caitlin. But yeah, I'll show you what happens when I try and stop my grinder. I won't ruin a perfectly good belt doing it. We got this shitty twist on it. Now, like I said, I can slow it down, I can't stop it. Ugh. This is a 2 horsepower motor. It's a 2 horsepower 3-phase motor, but it's running through a single phase inverter that turns single phase into 3-phase power. Keep them all still. Take it off this. It didn't do the fun thing of rolling across the workshop on the floor. So yeah, worth it, definitely, Sean. Hula hoop my grind belts. So drilling holes in a tapered tang is actually quite interesting, and it's something that I'm going to have to do very soon because both of these blades have tapered tangs. This one's not as tapered as the other one. The other one's got quite a significant taper. The easy answer is don't. Forge your handles without the taper in it, drill your holes, and then grind your taper in. Fair enough, Stefan. We all start somewhere. But drilling holes in a taper tang isn't as hard as it seems. There are two real ways to do it. One is to drill, just, punch your... oh, you're thinking about more on the hand scale. Well, that's a separate question. Again, you could just, when you drill, when it's still parallel, then mount your scale, like dummy mount your scales, drill your holes, and then taper your tang afterwards. But what I normally do is I will dummy mount the blade. And the way I do that is just to put the blade on a flat surface, or normally stood up on the flat surface so that the handle scales are overhanging a flat surface. And I'll scribe a line along the scale on both scales, and then I'll grind to that line on both, and then you have parallel surfaces to drill to. Yeah, 4x36s aren't the greatest for that kind of grinding. 2x72s, 2x48s, 2x60s, they're all really good for that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are a lot of things you can do to improve your grinding. Yeah, no worries. It's what I'm here for, sharing knowledge and, talking out my arse. No, not really. But yeah, so there are a lot of things you can do to help yourself get along. I end up... sometimes I'll cut corners and stuff, and I'll just make a shim that holds the blank level. But that can be a little bit finicky. Hey Ignis, morning. How you going? You forget I'm from the future. No idea what I'm going to do now. It is morning by me. That is true. I've got lots of filing and stuff to do, boring stuff that you probably guys don't need to watch. But I appreciate you jumping in, and hopefully you learned something about how to not break your blades and how to grind and how to drill stuff and all that kind of stuff. I'm actually kind of happy that I got to share some knowledge while I was on this stream. But I'm going to jump off and get back to work, filing in the tang shoulders and stuff like that. Hand sanding. Give you the lot. Unfortunately, I signed a contract that says I'm not allowed to. The white flag? That's not a flag. That's one of my that's one of my headbands. Explain hand sanding in what way? Yes, head towel. That's right. We won't turn those around. Lineup pins. Well, lineup pins are relatively easy to drill. You just need you definitely need a drill press. I wouldn't try and do them freehand. But I mean, they seem complicated. They're actually not. Oh wow, that's actually a really good deal. Drop there. General hand sanding. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you want to know, because there's lots about hand sanding. Like, what? It's a head tail flag. Yeah, that's it. It's a head tail flag. It's the blue. It's the white ninja flag. I've sacrificed the blue ninja to the oily gods. So lineup pins, basically, you don't really need a jig or anything like that. All you do is take one of your pieces and drill your 2 lineup pin holes, hopefully, parallel to the line of the knife, and then fit that to the tang of your blade and basically bump that into the piece that it's going to go into, so that you get 2 marks where you need to drill on the piece that it's fitting up to, drill those holes, and then you have lineup pin holes. I haven't really done a hand sanding only video that I can remember, but I have done a lot of stuff on hand sanding, especially in in my live streams. I'll probably be doing some hand sanding shenanigans stuff, so when I do some more hand sanding shenanigans, I might go into some details while I'm actually hand sanding, so that it's easier to display what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, so lineup pins aren't actually that hard. I'm actually planning on doing some lineup pins on one of the builds that I'm doing for PKS, so yeah, good fun. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm going to jump off. I will see you on Wednesday. I've got a how-to grinding, intro to grinding video coming out this week, which will go into the basics of how to use one of them. And then I'll probably do a follow-up video with a couple of other techniques that I didn't come up with in the last one. That's actually not the entire story, Caitlin. So yeah, if you want to learn more about how to grind with a 2x72 or a 2x48, 2x60, blah, 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 2-inch grinders in general, then check out my video this week on Wednesday, and I will see you then. Cheers, guys.